It's not our role to change other people's minds, just as it's not other people's role to change our minds. It's important to give people the respect and boundaries they need to choose their own life. Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I run the blog called Mrs. Midwest. Today we are going to be doing the viewer requested topic of how do we handle criticism for our traditional beliefs. Now, if you're not familiar with my channel, we are a corner of the internet dedicated to supporting and outlining problems and issues that traditional women face. Now, traditionalism is not about bringing us back to the 1950s. It's not about extreme political views. It's simply about maintaining and celebrating traditional structures such as marriage, family, religion, and oftentimes an anti-consumer lifestyle. Traditional people come from a wide variety of backgrounds, cultures, religions, and countries, and many of those countries and religions are represented here in my comment section. I have met so many beautiful traditional people from all over the world in all kinds of religions and all kinds of backgrounds. Many people simply misunderstand what it means to be traditional, and because of that, they often offer a lot of criticism. But it's not just internet trolls that will criticize these traditional beliefs. Oftentimes, it's people of opposing beliefs. It's people who we're related to, like parents or family. It's often our friends. And most assuredly, it's the media, entertainment, literature, fiction. There is a huge push right now to have women perform masculinity. This is an inherent misunderstanding of women, who we are, and femininity, but that's a topic for another video. Basically, you can see what I'm getting at. Now, there's a lot of reasons why someone could be against you being traditional. They could have opposing belief systems, they could maybe hate religion or hate marriage, or maybe they might just have some biases propped up by years of media consumption. So all that being said, if you're familiar with my channel, you know I've faced my fair share of criticism, but the good news is that I have formed a method and a system for how I like to deal with it. So let's dive into my first piece of advice, and this is for you to grow as much confidence as possible. People are going to have a really hard time supporting you, supporting your traditional lifestyle, if you don't even fully support yourself. You need to be passionate about your life. You need to be passionate and have a full, strong understanding of why you believe the things you do, why you're a homemaker, or why you're traditional. You can't expect other people to understand it if you don't even understand it. This doesn't have to be extreme logical or rational or statistical reasons even. It could be an emotional pull to being traditional or something based on your childhood. Whatever your reasoning, get behind it and understand it. It's incredibly important to grow confidence because this confidence will pour out onto other people. I've noticed that the more confident I've gotten in my beliefs, the less flack I've gotten. It kind of seems like people will pick on you for your beliefs if you seem like an easy target. They won't push back as much if you seem like you would put up a little bit of a fight. So again, I'm not encouraging you to fight with anybody on this stuff, but I am encouraging you to not be ashamed. Come out of that closet, show people, don't hide your beliefs, because again, especially people like our parents who might be unsure about your lifestyle, if they sense that you're unsure about it or if you're insecure, they might feel that that's because of your beliefs rather than the criticism surrounding it. So show that you're confident, show your genuine feelings about it, and it might make people, especially people like your parents, feel more secure. This brings us to the second area, probably the most important. You're gonna need to figure out what kind of person you're dealing with. I have put them into three categories. First, we have people who are curious. I label these people the friendlies. They're open-minded. They're asking questions because they genuinely want to know. Don't be too overly sensitive with these people because they're open-minded and they want to learn about you. These people are great because they want to learn and they're not making assumptions about you, which brings us to the second category of people, critics. These people often go into interactions with you already having made some assumptions about who you are, your beliefs, and oftentimes they want to confront you about these assumptions they've made about you. This can come from a well-meaning place where they might be worried that you're straying from the path, or it can come from a more judgmental, personal place where, again, they might have a personal reason for being against you. Remember that you don't have to explain your lifestyle or your career path to anybody. Your grocery store clerk doesn't need to explain to you why she chose to work at a grocery store versus going to medical school. People don't need to explain that stuff because it's incredibly invasive. If it's someone like your parents, someone who is close to you, maybe they're worried about you, I encourage you to employ the tactics of reminding people of a woman's God-given and Western-given right to choose her life. That can sometimes work, but if none of that works, you might be dealing with the third category of people. The bullies. These people either A, want to shame you for your beliefs, or B, want to enforce their beliefs on you. They want to end the interaction with you having a changed mind, usually through tactics of belittling or shame. These people are not out for a dialogue like a critic might be. They just want to take all those assumptions they had about you and label you as a bad person. And these people, it's unfortunate to come across them because there's truly no open-minded kindness in a lot of these people. They might be taking out their personal frustrations on you. They might actually believe you're a bad person. They might want to shame you to kind of cut you out of society. Whatever the deal is, I encourage you to set boundaries. Again, you don't need to explain yourself to those people. If they're not kind enough or sensitive enough to think about your feelings, or if they're not worried that they might hurt you, they're not someone you really want to have a dialogue with. These people could be online people. They could be your parents. It could be friends and family. These people often need strong boundaries. I have learned the hard way that dialoguing with a bully just doesn't work. And oftentimes it's exhausting, it's hurtful, it's a drag to interact with these people. So I encourage you to set boundaries. This kind of bullying can also be passive-aggressive comments meant to belittle you. Questions like, so what do you even do all day? Or aren't you kind of worried about money? Or what are you going to do if your husband dies? Those are incredibly, again, invasive and inappropriate, rude questions. Don't give them a reaction. That is what they crave. They want to make you upset. They want to make you feel bad about yourself. So all that being said, let's move to the next area. Number 3, don't seek your happiness in the approval of others. That has been said a million times on the internet, but it could not be more true than when you are holding an alternative belief system. That means you are swimming upstream in society. Traditionalism will do that to you. It kind of puts you on the alternative outs. So therefore, you should not, even if you're not traditional, but you should not be looking for applause for your lifestyle. That is a short road to a long life of sadness. If you're a homemaker especially, the only people that have to support your life are you, your man, and God. Those are the only people involved in that decision. Remember that your personal life, your lifestyle is not up for debate. We shouldn't do anything in life for the approval of others, even if that means our parents. I know it's so hard to disappoint your parents, but at the end of the day, most of our parents, most of our good parents, care more about us being happy than us fulfilling their desires for our lives. And I encourage you to take a page from the Cinderella story and do what Chad Michael Murray did and simply look at your parents and say, but that's not my dream, Dad. It's yours. Hand in that football helmet or whatever they were hoping you were doing and walk away. Good parents will respect boundaries. Good parents will see that you being happy is ultimately what is most important. All right, 4th point, very important. Do not be too pushy with your beliefs. Don't take it up as your personal crusade to convince every single person that traditionalism is the lifestyle that everyone should have. No. That doesn't work. I promise you. People who want to be traditional will find their way eventually, and people who don't want to be traditional won't become traditional. It's not our role to change other people's minds, just as it's not other people's role to change our minds. It's important to give people the respect and boundaries they need to choose their own life. It's not our job to change people's minds. It will exhaust you, and it probably won't accomplish much. I have rarely met someone who has been talked into traditional beliefs or being a homemaker. Most people have an innate desire that they pursue on their own, or they're changed over a long period of time. We should never have manipulative goals, especially with people we know in real life, to change or manipulate their lifestyle. We're not in charge of their life. God is, and it's not our role to do. I've honestly found that the most effective strategy for showcasing traditionalism is to just live your life. Just live your life, and people who want to live life like that might be inspired by you. But having a debate or an argument online is not going to accomplish much. Remember to never belittle people who don't make the same choices as you. Not everyone can or will become a homemaker. Be gentle with people. Try to remember that sometimes people are well-meaning, but they're just being a little insensitive because they're worried about you. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just let time take hold. People often just need to see you happy over a long period of time before they can finally understand why you chose the life you did. Let's move into the number 5, my bonus point. Very short. Learn to find joy. The more joy you can find in your beliefs at home, as a homemaker, whatever, the more it'll feel worth it to you. And don't let the critics take the joy away from what you've worked so hard to achieve. Finally, we will never know why people want to criticize us, why they might want to upset us even. Sometimes they might be sensitive about the topic of traditionalism because their homemaking grandmother or aunt got her life ruined by a bad husband and an empty bank account. Or sometimes they're just really progressive and they feel like they're open to diversity, but that openness often extends mostly to diverse ethnicities and not so much to diverse ideologies or lifestyles. And sometimes people don't even realize that they're being insensitive or offensive. Again, people are weird. They don't know how to interact with each other half the time. Then finally, this might be kind of annoying and cliched, but sometimes people might just be jealous of you. I personally have met many women who are jealous of this lifestyle, kindly or unkindly. And I kind of get it. If I was still working my 9 to 5 and I was seeing all the homemakers out there, I would be jealous too because I wanted to be a homemaker. So just remember that you might be living your critic's dream life, and that is punishment enough. So be gentle with people. Don't make assumptions about them just because they make assumptions about you, and never take it on as your personal crusade to change the mind of everyone on the internet. It's a waste of time. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in more of this kind of content, I have a few more rants on my channel that you can check out. Feel free to pop by my blog, follow me on Instagram, but in total, I hope you have a wonderfully blessed and confident week, my beautiful sisters.